Okay, I had to restart. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to restart the video because somebody beeped in and then I declined the call and then the video stopped. So this is just me continuing the video. So sorry about that. I forgot even where I stopped off at. So the lady came around, had me call me sir, and then she had me mixed up with someone else that was being admitted as well. So he was down the hallway, another person in the fucking hallway as well, along with me. He in the other part of the hallway. It was people everywhere in the hallway, mind you. I wasn't the only one. That's just how crowded this fucking emergency room was. Very understaffed, obviously, but then it was enough staff to where everybody was sitting around talking at one point, and I'm still in pain. The person who called themselves helping me, I'm like, I don't know where the fuck they went. They wasn't even checking on me just to say, hey, how's it going? We're waiting on your test results. They said nothing, just nothing. And so, like I said, so finally I said, can I be moved to a room? Is there a room? Can y'all put me somewhere so I can get out this hallway? I said, my head is hurting. I haven't ate shit all day. I'm in pain. I said, can I just be moved to this room? This lady's hollering and tearing up shit in this other room. I guess she might have some mental health issues, but she's hollering, making herself throw up and shit. I mean, it was just horrible. I just didn't want to hear that. I have my own struggles right now. I don't know what the fuck is going on with me. I've never had a fucking 105 fever in a day in my life, And I'm like, what the fuck? So, and she's hollering and shit. It just was too much going on. And I commend them, people. I really do. Because I couldn't do it. I used to want to go in that field because I like helping people, and I used to work with mentally ill people. I used to work in group homes, which I still have a love for that as well. But I was just like, the healthcare needs help. It just does, because these people are overworked, and I'm quite sure very underpaid. So anybody that's in the health field, it's just no amount of money you can really make, for real, because that's a lot to have to deal with. Even with that lady having them episodes like that, and she was kept tearing out her IV and shit. She was making herself gag and throw up. I mean, come on now. It's just, and I've dealt with that because, like I said, I used to work with mentally ill people, so I understand having stuff thrown at you, all of that. I know I'm trained for all of that. You don't forget that type of training when you have to work in the mental health field. So I commend people, and I commend them as well. So don't get me wrong, but the way I was treated, the way I felt, F that. Because being even in that hallway, I think that was just it for me. Like, you couldn't even put me behind a curtain. You couldn't put us behind no curtain. Are y'all this fucking full? And this is emergency room. So finally, the guy that was my nurse finally come his ass around after he done walked past me 8,000 times, talking and talking to other people. He didn't even ask me, well, how you doing, or let me get you something for the pain or anything, or just, he never like gave me updates or anything or what the fuck was going on with me. All I know is I have 105 fever. You guys are giving me something for that. I have an IV in my arm that's hurting. I mean, all type of bullshit, right? So finally, I don't even know what time it is. My phone's dying. It had to be maybe about maybe 2 in the morning before I even got out the hallway. And mind you, I left work at 3 o'clock. I went to urgent care. I went from urgent care there. I was in the hallway all that entire time. And that is ridiculous, the entire time. So finally, he was like, is it a room available? Because I want to get the young lady out the hallway. So, and just so I can just close my eyes and just try to rest. Because everybody's in my face. I'm looking at everybody. They're walking past. Not even saying, how's it going? Take it easy. We're going to give you something. And finally gave me something for the pain. Finally, they gave me something for the pain. They put it in my IV because I was damn near crying again. And I think my daughter, like I said in the last video before I got cut off, my daughter must have called and went off, because my oldest daughter, because then they came over there like, oh, well, this is your test results. We were waiting on this to come back. We were waiting your x-rays and all that. And sorry to say, you have pneumonia. We see signs of pneumonia, so we're gonna admit you, because you're gonna have to see some cardiology. So we're gonna have to do some x-rays or echo, whatever, of the heart and all that. So I'm getting hit with all this. Mind you, I've never had pneumonia. I've never even had the flu. I've been sick, been sick before, colds and stuff like that. Just not feeling good because I have asthma as well, but all of that. So I'm like, oh my God. And not to mention, they're admitting me. You have to get your fever down and da da da, and then you're going to have to be admitted, da da da. I'm like, okay, fine. I said, okay, well, so finally, I said the little nurse dude comes his ass by, and finally I hear him telling somebody to, put me in a room. And I'm still in emergency room, mind you. So he finally pushes me in the little room. And I said, that's fine. You can cut off all these goddamn lights. I just need to close my eyes and rest at this point. And I said, is there something I could snack on? Because I haven't ate anything all day. Then he's like, yeah, I'll get you some apple juice or some crackers or something. I mean, they didn't offer me any water. They didn't offer me no juice, no crackers. Even as the snack lady went past giving out snacks to all the staff and everything, she looked right at me. I looked right at her. She didn't even say, like, would you like a cracker? Would you like an apple juice or anything? She said nothing. She looked right at me, kept right on, going past with the snack tray. I'm sitting there fucking starving. Like I said, mind you, I haven't ate anything all day because I was hurting. So, but by this time, they done did all the little tests, and I asked, no one offered, like I said, no one offered me water, no juice, no snacks. I had to ask for literally everything. I still had on my street clothes, mind you, by the way. So then, let me back up. So I had on, now I don't really know how to do the TikTok stuff or whatever, but I do see the videos. So whatever it is, the little stretch pants, I guess the white lady had on, they like, oh, she has on the TikTok stretch pants. Does your husband say, they're all asking me about my goddamn stretch pants that I had on, which was my work stretch pants. And they happen to be the same ones I guess the white girl had on the TikTok videos when he said something about her booty or some shit. Do you think I'm trying to hear that shit, bitch? I'm in pain. And y'all like, oh, you got on the TikTok, you got on the TikTok tights, the TikTok tights. Does your husband say this about you? I said, yes, he does. Can we carry on? I am in too much fucking pain. I can barely fucking talk. But y'all talking about I have on some damn leggings from a TikTok video that's viral. Who the fuck cares? I threw them, you know what? And I threw them bitches in the garbage too. Threw them right in the fucking garbage. Anyway, so I finally get in the little room. And after I asked him, can I have some juice, water, or some shit, which I was never offered. He brings me that. He brings me some little, he said, I'll see if I can find you some. So he brought me some crackers and some apple juice and some water. I like downed it because I was so thirsty, right? So I said, just cut the lights off, please. Just let me just close my eyes at this point. So finally, when the pain, whatever they gave me finally kicked in, it helped me. I finally started feeling some relief. And I drank the apple juice, maybe ate about 2 crackers just to get something on my stomach. I finally shut my eyes to go to sleep after that day. So then here they come in again. By this time, they come in. It's about like 5 in the morning, maybe about 4 or 5 in the morning. I really don't know what time it is. My phone's dying. I'm not even thinking about my phone or anything else at this point. I'm just trying to keep my family updated as to what the fuck is going on with me. And my kids is, texting and worrying, and my man's calling, and I'm just like, I'm in too much pain right now. I just can't talk. But I will try to keep texting. Now, hopefully, everybody have a charger somewhere. I need to just charge my phone. So, I guess it's about 4 in the morning, about 3, 4 in the morning, about 3 or 4 in the morning, they come in to take me upstairs to a room because mind you, I'm admitted at this point. I'm being admitted. So apparently they must have had it down that I had COVID or some shit. So when I went upstairs, they came and got me. And then they was like, the kid waking me up. And after I, mind you, just closed my eyes, literally what it felt like. We're going to take you upstairs to a room. You're being admitted, right? I'm like, yes, I was aware of that. And yes, I've informed my family. And they're like, okay, we're taking you upstairs. So they take me upstairs on a little gurney or whatever. I'm nodding off because I'm just trying to sleep at this point. They're like talking, oh, Nikia, you know what day it is? I don't even know what fucking time it is. What the fuck? Look, leave me alone. Take me where I need to go. So I goes upstairs to the room. It's a private room, so thank goodness for that. I'm glad I didn't have to share a room with anybody because I was very irritable and I didn't want to be bothered with nobody and having a roommate. So I'm thankful I have my own little, not dooming little room. So when I got up there, it was a little I guess a little bathing kit, like a little bubble bath, lotion, just some little bullshit like that. The little menu, stuff like that. So I had the little sink, I had the bathroom, and that was pretty much it. I didn't have like a shower or anything. It was just a little sink and the restroom and shit like that. The little bed and a chair and a TV. That's fine. Just give me where I need to be at this point, okay? And just leave me alone. So I get up there to the room, and then, mind you, I'm still wearing my street clothes. They never offered me a nightgown or anything. I'm still in my street clothes, but let's just carry on. So I get up there finally, and then they, getting me all checked in, checking out everything. So they're bringing me, giving me more pain meds at this point. I think they were giving me like like the Tylenol and stuff. That's why I said they were giving me at the hospital to get my fever down. The ladies coming in there with all this plastic shit on, making me feel like I'm like it's outbreak or some shit. Like I'm just fucking contagious. But they had me down, I guess, as COVID, or like I had COVID or something, because for one I had a fever, and now I'm having and I've been diagnosed with having pneumonia. But so after they so they were coming in with all that plastic shit on, and could you please put your mask on? While bitch, you in my room while I'm here. I don't want to wear this goddamn mask, and I'm not. So as long as you have your shit on, don't worry about me having my shit on. So anyway, now when I went out for testing, I did put the mask on. That's just mandatory. But while I'm in my room, I'm not gonna put my goddamn mask on to accommodate you. You're coming in here in a damn near in spacesuit. And I understand your precaution, your family as well. I get that, but I'm feeling some type of way, even if I had it or I didn't have it. But I didn't have it because I had tested at home. For one, when I first started having the chest pains, my fiance did a home test on me. It was negative, thank God. And then they tested me and it came back negative. So I already had been tested twice within those days anyway. So once they came back negative, then they didn't no longer wear the plastic suits. But I understand it was a precaution. I just was like, she acting like I'm just so fucking contagious. Like it's just COVID. 90% of people have unfortunately have had to suffer with it, and even fatally. So whatever, bitch. It will pass. So with that being said, y'all, I ended up staying in the hospital for 3 days. Mind you, my fiance had to bring me some pajamas and a change of underwear. Mind you, they never offered me a nightgown. I had to ask for some towels so I could bathe because I felt so icky, So my fiance had dropped off some pajamas, my pajamas, a change of underwear, smelly good stuff, some fresh, just a change of clothes by this point. When I feel like so I ended up staying 3 days. This is all of the paperwork for my 3-day stay. Now, they did every test known to man on me, and I appreciate them for that. And I'm not saying there wasn't good doctors there who did what they were supposed to do, but the way I felt like I was treated, it was just deplorable. Like I said, I was never given a nightgown. I was never offered like stuff, just commodity stuff that you should have. I was eating. I was on a regular, my diet was a regular diet or whatever. And now some of the the nurses, they were very, very. All of the nurses. Let me just back up. The nurses were nice. They were really nice. They came in. They was checking on me, giving me my medicine and everything like that. So kudos to the nurses because they were very nice. They made my uncomfortable stay a little bit more pleasant. This one lady, she did go get me a charger for my phone, so I was able to fully charge my phone, and she let me keep it all night. So that was a blessing for me. So I was able to charge it, and everything, and keep everybody up to par. But this is like all of my paperwork while I was there. I just wanted to go home so bad when I was there because the only thing I did was just like wash up. I didn't shower or anything like that. I just basically bathed in my room, and I had to ask for towels and everything. I wasn't even given any of that, or that at all. So they gave me medications, and which was some antibiotics and the stuff and even while I was there, I kept saying I'm hurting, I'm in pain. So they would give me pain meds. They would give me stuff in my IV. They were just doing all kind of stuff to get my fever and everything down. So all of that, my fever and everything went away and all that, but I was still hurting. I was still in pain, and I'm like, And they like, well, this antibiotic should have been helping you by now, but it wasn't. No one's listening. I'm still hurting here. Yet all I'm doing is sleeping because you give me pain meds, so I'm going to sleep. I'm eating and I'm going to sleep pretty much, and being in the bed. And they're like, make sure you drinking some water. There's that other thing. So they gave me, which I always Google stuff as well. Google is my best friend because I always look at not only the side effects of medications, but I also look at the type of medication it is, how does it work, is the effectiveness of it. So I was given, I was using my inhaler. They had given me an inhaler while I was there as well. So these was like my medications that I had. I had quite a few actually, but long story short, again, you guys, they didn't help. So when I came home after 3 days of being in there, finally, my fiance came and picked me up. So we had to go pick up my car because he was still at urgent care for those 3 days. He did go check on it, but I had the keys. And then when he dropped my bag off, he wasn't able to he wasn't able to see me or anything. But that was fine. I mean, we was FaceTiming each other, and like I said, I couldn't talk anyway. Let me back up. Did we FaceTime? No. We didn't FaceTime. They were trying to FaceTime me, but I was in so much pain I couldn't talk. I just couldn't. I couldn't. That's just how bad I was hurting. I said, look, I'm in too much pain right now. I would just text everybody and send you a picture or something, let you know I'm okay, but I just can't physically talk because I'm in too much pain, and I had shortness of breath and everything. Nah. Let's see what time it is because I do have to be to work today at noon. Okay, so all of these medications that they gave me when I came home with did not work. Mind you, luckily, I had my own, they said continue taking my pain meds every 4 to 6 hours, which is fine because I had pain meds here. So they gave me some medicine before I left the hospital. They made sure my medicine was already filled. Which was a good thing. That's the only good thing I liked about that part. My medicine was already filled upon me leaving, so I didn't have to make no pharmacy stops. So I had about, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4 medicines. I had like 4 medicines that I came home with. I took them like I was supposed to and everything like that. A whole week. I'm not feeling better, y'all. I'm still in pain. I'm still hurting. I mean, I'm like taking my pain meds like tic-tacs at this point. I shouldn't have been, but I was in too much pain. Hurting. Taking my pain. Use my inhaler. I'm like, well, I'm not feeling better. Why am I not feeling better? So after a whole week, I'm rocking. I'm, down there crying again. And he like, why, so he like, you want to go? He's like, you need to go back. Let's go back to emergency. I said, I'm not ever going back there. He was like, no, just go somewhere else. So I called Henry Ford back because after the week, I was not feeling better. I'm still in pain. I'm still fucking hurting here. Something's not working. And so I called them back. And yes, I did get in touch with the doctor, who prescribed me, who I was seeing. So I seen so many doctors and people. No one really told me who they were. I would see someone, they would never come back to say, hey, I'm following up with you. It was just none of that bullshit. So finally, I talked to 2 people. The man who actually wrote the meds, Muhammad, and then it was another guy who was, I think, a cardiologist that I had seen when I was there. The way he was talking, like, it wasn't no big deal to him, if I didn't ever want to come back there because he was like, well, they were telling me basically to come back through emergency because, I was still hurting. Obviously, they said, well, just come back here and then, we need to run some more tests to see what's going on. I said, well, you guys told me I had pneumonia. They said, well, you had a touch of it. So now it probably in full blown if it's not helping. They said, but with those antibiotics, they should have been helping you and all this shit, right? But they didn't. So I told them, I said, sir, I'm not ever coming back to the emergency room. You can forget that. I'm not ever coming back there to that hospital, ever. So he said, well, I understand how you feel, man, but it's no skin off my back. Did you hear what I said? It's no skin off my back. So in other words, and I ain't mad at him because he was a white guy. In other words, whether you come back or not, I'm still going to get mine. So my little business is not going to make or break you. He don't give a fuck. I'm still gonna get my direct deposit. And I get it. So in the result of all that, this is all my paperwork that I left with the hospital. All of this, all of these tests, everything like that, all of that. So that's my 2 cents on this. Right there. So mind you. So with that being said, after a whole week of this bullshit, talking to the doctors, I the next morning got my ass up and went through emergency. So I went to Beaumont. I went to Beaumont emergency. So I went to Beaumont emergency, and it's out this way by me. It's on Lennox actually. So this is my paperwork from them, mind you. So I went to Beaumont. It's strictly an emergency room center. So they have like all of this stuff. It's just not it wasn't an actual hospital, but it's like an emergency center to where they have like all of the equipment to get you together. And then if you need to go further, then they can admit you to their hospital. So I took my paperwork from Henry Ford to let them know I was just in the hospital a week ago. I have not felt better. Here's my bullshit from them. So that she said, we can see what's going on anyway. So again, I was tested for COVID a third time. When I went back this time, I was dehydrated and everything like that. So they did the same test, EKGs. They tested me for COVID. They did the whole little, I lay down, slide me into the thing. I had to drink that nasty shit type thing so they can do the car, all of that stuff. They did everything. So again, so mind you, COVID was good. I don't have COVID, thank God. I didn't have a fever this time. My fever was gone. But I was dehydrated. Go figure. Stuff like that. So once they did all of that, I was there. I went there like early in the morning. I think because I was in so much pain again, I just got up and went. I was there maybe about 3 or 4 hours, about 3 hours. About 3 or 4 hours I was there, because when I left it was like 12 o'clock. And of course I was back off work again because I'm not able to work, I'm not well. But so yeah, I was definitely diagnosed with pneumonia. And they ran some more tests. They ran more extensive tests as well on me. And then she came and talked to me and let me know what was going on with me, and blah blah blah. So she was very understanding, made me more knowledgeable as to what was really going on with me. This was my follow-up from them. And she put me on some medication. And when I say in those 3 hours or 3 or 4 hours I was there, they gave me a breathing treatment. They gave me some IVs. They gave me something for pain. All of that. In those 4 hours, 3 or 4 hours I was there, do you know that I had felt better? That's the most I felt better in this whole, 2-3 weeks I've been going through this shit. I felt better in those 3 or 4 hours. I said, I don't know what y'all did, but I'm so thankful for you all. I said, because this is the first time I've ever felt better in the whole 2-3 weeks I've been going through this. I've actually felt better. I've actually felt better within those 3 or 4 hours I was there. All them tests, the treatments they gave me, the medicines, I actually felt fucking better finally after going through this shit for 2 weeks, 3 weeks for real. And I was just so humble and so thankful for them. So with that being said, this is the paperwork from them when I was at the ER. So the lady told me, she said, well, these should work for you.